Hi Saggy, welcome to your mid-month reading. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Check out your other placements for additional messages. As this is a general reading, messages may or may not apply. Just take what resonates and leave what doesn't for the next person. We're going to be taking a look to see what messages need to come through for you guys based off the current energy. Get a little feel for what you guys could be currently going through, what you can expect. Get some insight, wisdom, guidance, and overall see what's going on for you guys for the end of July 2021. See what's going on for my Saggy, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you guys are interested, you can check me out on my Instagram at Jadestone Tarot, and let's get into this energy. I hope you guys are doing well. Messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the end of July 2021. What's going on? And messages for my Sagittarian, Saggy, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the end of July. What's going on? What do they need to hear? Show me clearly. Any insight, wisdom, guidance for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Alright, deck is ready. Let's see. Messages for Capricorn. No, I'm sorry, I just did Capricorn's reading. You may have Capricorn in your chart. Could be connected to Capricorn. Anyways, messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the end of July. We have the cheetah coming through. Fire energy, I like it. Ooh, messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, end of July. Oh, the owl, the snake, the panther again. Okay, you guys got some extra cards coming through. The panther's been coming through for a lot of people. Panther came out in Capricorn's reading. Panther came out in Cancer's reading. Panther came through in Aquarius's reading. So literally, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, those three signs in a row. All three of you had that card, and then Cancer too. It's like, what is happening, y'all? What is going on here? So there's going to be quite a few different messages. I'm kind of getting there's two. Okay. Well, there's more than two, obviously. But like the panther, this feels separate from the cheetah and the owl. The snake, I see it. The snake goes with both sides. You know, the snake goes with the panther. The snake also goes with the cheetah, the owl. So it's kind of like this, okay? Just like for me organizing, so I know how to like explain this properly. So we have fire energy. We also have air, earth, a little bit more fire. So where should we begin? All right, let's just start from the top. So the cheetah, you guys are feeling inspired. You guys are feeling the sense of fire, excitement, passion. Like you have your eyes set on a prize and you're going straight towards it. It's like you've been thinking about something, you've been contemplating doing something, you've been trying to figure out a plan, right? The thing is with the cheetah, they don't just like run forever, right? They have short sprints. They sprint after their what is it? Oh God. My words aren't going to come to me. Not their victim, but like their prey. Their prey, right? They set their eyes on their prey and they have to kind of sneak up behind it and then they sprint and attack, right? Then they go after it. That's kind of like what you guys are doing. It's like you guys are kind of like tiptoeing, take your time, kind of like looking at whatever it is that you're trying to move towards or get off the ground. Like you're kind of like eyeballing something, like knowing the ins and outs, doing your research, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, really just trying to think before you shoot, or aim before you shoot. I always say that with you guys. And then it's like, okay, you have your target, now it's time to shoot, now it's time to go. And there's a lot of excitement that you're feeling, lots of passion, lots of inspiration. It feels really good, and I feel like there's gonna be there's gonna be a good reward, hella good reward with the owl coming out. Owl is a very blessed card to come through. Look at how he's chasing the owl. He's literally chasing after some sort of gift, some sort of prize, some sort of reward, achievement. The owl is a very spiritual energy, so some of you might be going down some sort of spiritual path or learning more about yourself or tapping more into, your connection with yourself and whatever it is that you believe in, your religion or just your own little practices that you do, like that. You might be fitting that more into your routine, questioning life, questioning your own beliefs, things like that. That might be coming up, or just like you guys are having a completely different outlook on something. It's changing, but it's really positive. The owl, it talks about spiritual gifts and upgrades. This also does talk about receiving financial gain or some sort of gift or confirmation. I'm kind of feeling more like you guys are working towards something and you're going to be receiving lots of recognition, lots of reward for your hard work and determination. Just really just stay focused. I feel like it's just around the corner, you know, especially because the cheetah's coming out here. It's very quick. Like, whatever this reward is, I think you guys are going to be receiving it quite quickly, quicker than you expected. If, like, I don't know, the turtle came out or the elk came out, I would say that it would be much more slower. This feels much more sudden. This seems much more quicker than you ever anticipated. You know, it was like better than you ever imagined. So that's awesome. Excited for you guys. The owl, like I said, very spiritual energy, paying attention to your intuition. So even though right now things might be feeling a little bit confusing, maybe you're not really sure on where you're going or the direction you're going down, what to expect, it might be feeling a little bit uncomfortable. But that's why it's so important for you guys to trust and follow your intuition, right? You will never be led the wrong way, okay? Paying close attention to that. And we have the snake, and the snake does talk about your potential, and shedding old skin, right, ties in with the panther, because the panther does talk about letting go. So in a case, like, you guys might be removing any limitations, blockages, restrictions, doubts, limiting self-beliefs, things like that. I think you guys are working through, and you guys are working on shedding old skins. The snake also talks about you guys recognizing your potential. And who did I say that to? Might have been Aries. Some of you may have Aries in your chart. It's like, don't waste your potential. Stop wasting your potential. You know, at the end of the day, what you want, you can either sit around and wait for it to come your way, or you guys can get your ass up and start moving towards it. And yeah, okay, so you can't speed up the timing, you can't speed up the process, but it's better than just sitting around waiting and nothing happening, right? So it's like you guys are taking action towards something, especially with Jupiter retrograding. It's actually going to be a pretty positive time, of course, depending on your placements, but I feel like for a lot of you, this is going to be, and Jupiter is retrograding for quite a few months, I think to like October or something, or September, October, give or take. Jupiter retrograde, it's actually going to help us expand and see a lot of growth in areas we didn't even expect, in areas we didn't even think of, right? Suddenly you get inspiration to try something or to give something a shot, and you're like, okay, let me try it out. And you didn't even expect that, oh my God, like, look at this. I've come across this gem, this treasure chest. Like, that's the imagery I got. It's just like you guys discovered like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You weren't even looking for the pot of gold. You're like, oh, look at this rainbow, let me go check it out. And then all of a sudden you're like, holy fuck, there's a pot of gold. Like, I wasn't expecting that. I just was observing this rainbow, right? So it's like, I just feel like there's something good is coming, okay? And there's also the energy of you guys letting go, releasing, getting rid of some things. Now, with the panther, there might be something that's maybe upsetting or not. Oh my God, my dog is snoring. It's a little distracting if you hear that in the background. She's so tired lately. Anyways, the panther sometimes can talk about like frustrations, or you've hit your point where you've just had enough of the bullshit, enough of the distractions, enough of something, like you're putting your foot down. There might be a bit of an edge. Just be aware. Maybe try not to be too serious. It's funny as I say that, I'm a Sag moon. The last week I would say I've been real serious, and it's like, girl, lighten the fuck up. You know, like, and it's just, yeah. So, you know, keep yourself in check. This is for someone out there. And shedding old skins, those limitations, and releasing what no longer serves you. Any blocks, any limitations, restrictions, things like that. I'm repeating myself now. So that's all I'm really getting right now. So let me just pull some tarot messages and see what else is going on for my Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Any messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the end of July 2021? What's going on for my Sagittarians, please? Any messages for Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, end of July 2021? What's going on? Any insight, wisdom, guidance for my Sagittarians? Oh, wow, that's a bit. Okay, wait. Oh my gosh. All right. I normally don't take stacks, but okay. Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and the Five of Swords. It's actually interesting. What was I saying that made me, the cheetah, right? When I was saying kind of like coming up with a plan, crossing the T's, kind of eyeing a situation. That's what I seen this card. I didn't mention anything because I wasn't 100% sure it was going to come out. But it did. I was like, okay, I seen this card, the Knight of Pentacles in this deck. she is crossing the T's, dotting the I's. She's taking notes, you know. She's taking notes. She's making sure that she has a solid plan to back her up so that when she's ready, she's going to go create, right? She's going to have fun. She's going to turn some shit. She's going to make some beautiful stuff. She's going to create some awesome things, you know. Full power mode. And then we have the 5 of Swords. All fun and games until someone gets hurt. Panther, watch your tongue. Watch your tongue. Yeah, with that Panther energy. Taking things a little too seriously or just being a bit snappy. A little edgy. Careful what you say. If you're starting to feel, like, agitated or annoyed or frustrated, like, just take a break. Walk away. Have some time alone to yourself because, like, you don't want to end up saying something or doing something you can't take back or, you know, you can't take back your words or, you know, doing something you end up regretting. Like, just calm yourself and remain grounded. All right. Okay, let me get a couple extra. Like, we only have 3, so normally I take 4. Any other messages? Okay, what is this? Oh, my God. Tower reversed. So that's about okay, so there's like a cycle going on here. Let me get one more for Saggy. Thank you. That was quick. The 10 of Cups. Cycle within like a foundation or home life relationship. I feel like there's multiple people involved. Especially, so like, I'm getting, there's like this reading. There's 2 different kind of themes going on here. We got the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands. This is kind of tying in with this, oh my God, can I speak? What is happening here? The Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Wands is kind of tying in with the cheetah and the owl. And even a little bit of the snake, right? Expansion, building, creating, go big or go home. And then with that panther and the snake, I feel like the 5 of Swords, the Tower reversed, and the 10 of Cups kind of go with this as well. Now, at the bottom of the deck, oh, lovely. We have the 7 of Swords. Watch how you speak. Watch how you speak. The Chariot and the Hangman. And even 3 of Pentacles. Okay, but we'll leave it at that. Just give me a moment as I'm feeling out the energy here, just because these are some new cards, so I'm just trying to figure it out and just get my thoughts straight. So, yeah, it's interesting. This 5 of Swords, Tower reverse, and the 10 of Cups. Let me actually hold this up for you guys. I always get so distracted. So it was like this. Okay. So, there we go. Just so you guys can see. 5 of Swords, Tower reverse, and the 10 of Cups. I feel like there's some sort of blow up within a home situation, family, friendship. I think it's more than 2 people involved, because when we look at the 5 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles, there's more than 2 people. There's big groups of people. I feel like there's some sort of explosion or like fallout. I think it has to do with your communication or someone's communicating in like a harsh way or lashing out. Like, I feel the energy of a blow up here. Maybe it's that full moon energy. I don't know about you guys, but normally around full moons, the energy is so much more heightened and so much more at risk for like arguments and lashing out and like, oh, I mean, I've seen it. I'm sure many of you have seen it, or even in like public, like people losing their goddamn minds. Like, everybody stay home on the full moon. People are going crazy. I'm just saying, oh my God. But that's kind of the energy I feel from this. Is like, I feel like there's some sort of blow up, and I think it ties perfectly in with the Panther. And I think this is some sort of cycle that happens here and there. Like, it's like something that happens not on a daily, not on the weekly, but it happens like often enough where it's like a cycle that and even when we look at the snake, right, a continuous cycle. And it's actually interesting how I was saying the snake shedding old skins. When we look at the 7 of Swords, in this deck it talks about what's worth keeping and what's worth letting go. Ideas, beliefs. When we look at this card, it's not your typical 7 of Swords, right? Oh, sneaky behavior. It's more, look at them. They're mermaids and they found swords from humans. They don't know what to do with them. This sometimes can talk about control. This also sometimes talk about like not fully understanding a situation. It's like, do we keep these swords? Do we leave them here? Like finders keepers. Like, that's kind of the themes throughout this card. It's like, when it comes to this situation, I'm trying to like break this down so it makes sense. When it comes to this situation and pride and like constantly trying to prove your point, or someone trying to prove their point, it's like, at what cost? At what cost? If it's causing hurt, if it's hurting someone's feelings, if it's causing arguments, if it's like, at what cost, you know, is it worth? You can either keep this up, keep the cycle going, or you can let it go, right? That's the decision. And the Tower reversed can sometimes talk about the repetition of a cycle, right? Being stuck on this cycle, it's hard to jump off. And it's about becoming aware of the cycle, right? Which is why we have the Hanged Man here, reflecting, surrendering. Sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow. Sometimes it's hard to admit when you're wrong. Sometimes it's hard to apologize when you know you've messed up, right? Whether this is your energy or this is someone you're dealing with, Sag, of course, take it however it applies. Sometimes it can be a little humiliating when you've messed up, or you've made a mistake, or you've done something you shouldn't have done, or said something you shouldn't have said, but you can't take it back, right? And now you've said something and you've hurt somebody's feelings, whether it's maybe someone in your home life, you know, your partner, daughter, son, husband, whatever, a friend, someone that you care, but then your emotions got the best of you, and a built-up of emotions, you lash out, you say something you don't actually mean, and now just regret. Sag, it's okay. I feel like there is movement after this. We have the Chariot, right? But it's just like, there's the energy of reflecting of your actions, or reflecting of a situation where there was a blow up. And even the Penguin in the Five of Swords, he's like, yo, like, let's just have peace, you guys. Like, calm down. Like, there might be someone, maybe this is you, Sag, or maybe there's someone around you in the situation, because I do feel like there's multiple people involved. It's like someone's like the middleman, trying to be the mediator of the situation, trying to bring peace. Like, hey, everybody, just, like, calm down. Like, just listen to each other. Take a moment. Take a break. Just step back. Like, calm yourself, right? So with that Seven of Swords, like I said, in this deck, it's much different than your typical Seven of Swords. It's like, what do we do with this now? So now the blow-ups happen. Someone got hurt. What do we do with this? How do we move forward, right? You can learn, or you can continue to keep repeating. That is a decision, and so that's being reflected on. Okay, so there's a new perspective that could be gained here, and you could choose to shed these old skins. You can. Or you can choose to stay on the cycle, right? You can either continue to just stay with where you're at, or you can expand and grow and learn. And sometimes it takes situations like this, humiliation and embarrassment and regret, or, you know, guilt, to make you learn. But anyways, then we have the Chariot coming out. So there is movement after this. So it feels like it's like a built up of energy. It reaches a peak, and then it has to come down, right? And you kind of have to surrender to it. It's like, this is a consequence to your action, or, you know. So, yeah, very interesting reading. Like, already using this deck, like, a couple times, I'm like, damn, these messages are different, but I like it. Like, it's switching up the energy. You get me anyway. So then we have the Chariot, Cancerian energy. We also have Piscean energy, Aquarius coming out, Scorpio coming out, some Fire, Earth, just letting you guys know the signs, okay? And then we have the Chariot. So moving forward, understanding of a situation, there is peace now, there's like a mutual respect and trust and things like that, you know, and getting ready to gear up towards the future. So it's almost like that's one part of this reading. Then we have another part, right? So there's two different messages, or two different storylines, I guess, in this reading. So it's a bit, I hope it makes sense, right? We just talked about one part of the reading for the end of July. Obviously this may apply down the line, right? It doesn't have to happen right now. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. So different energy, different storyline. This ties in with the Cheetah and the Owl, right? This talks about your passions and the things that you're trying to create. And, you know, like I said, you're dotting the T's, crossing the I's, and getting focused and organized. And you feel, again, there's like this very like stern, serious, focused, I ain't got time for games or distractions. Like, you guys are very focused on something, right? You're very focused on a goal, on, completing your tasks and getting things done. It feels like it's serious, but yet there's so much energy to go create and express and have fun and build, and really using your power and your strength and your talents and your abilities and combining and turning something beautiful out of this energy. It's really, really interesting. Okay, and I think that's what's going to really take off the ground with that cheetah and the owl energy. Like I said earlier, it's like, I feel like you guys may go in kind of low expectations, not really expecting much, and then before you know it, you're surprised and you have so much blessings and good stuff coming your way. So like, yeah, 2 different messages, 2 different groups, 2 different themes going on in this reading. But it's pretty interesting. So you have a choice on whether you are ready to expand and to learn lessons from experiences, blow-ups, mistakes, right? And learn to grow and evolve from it, or you can stay where you're at and continue to be on that repetitive cycle. And then you also have some things that you are working towards and creating and building. It's pretty interesting energy, you guys. There's lots of fire in this read. And air. Very specific. And air. Okay. Let's pull some fairy messages, or just a fairy message for Sag. But very interesting reading, you guys. Messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the end of July regarding this reading. Any fairy messages for my Sagittarians for the end of July 2021. Any fairy messages for Saggy, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the end of July 2021 regarding this reading. Any fairy messages for my Sagittarius for the end of this month. Fairy messages for Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the end of the month. Show me clearly what messages do the fairies have to tell Sagittarius. Feeling a little sleepy all of a sudden. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna take a little nap. Messages for Saggy, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. There we go. We have, the Soul Shrinker. Oh, wow. This card is, what number is this? 55, change. And we do have the 5 of Swords out here, right? 5, 5, 5. 5 normally is a number of change, growth, and even a little discomfort. The Soul Shrinker. Soul Shrinker. It's about how you speak. It's also how you communicate with yourself and others. Okay, so the Soul Shrinker, number 55. Cruelty, malice, gossip, curses, destruction, and blessing. The distasteful task of the Soul Shrinker is to observe what we say and others, especially the mean, nasty, and unnecessary critical things. By observing our behavior this way, he reflects it back to us, making us aware of it. This is about his sattva, a spiritual being devoted to helping bringing the enlightenment of all type of job, and it requires great compassion, understanding, and forgiveness if the Soul Shrinker himself is not to be dragged down to our level. If we are just inwardly spurting, looking for words, he may even suggest to us the words that express our feelings and energy, then it's our choice, our test, whether or not we say them. There are 2 important things about malicious gossip: unnecessary criticism, verbal cruelty, sarcasm, and scoring off to others. One is that it demands the speaker, makes him less, makes his aura darker, and encourages the behavior as a habit, continually eroding the brightness and potential goodness of the speaker. Y'all! These fairy messages always seem to fit perfectly every reading. How I just was saying the blow up and the cycle and like the mean words and saying something you might regret, or like someone doing that. Like, what? How? Like, it blows my mind, y'all. Anyway, so sorry for the interruption. Let me just start. There are 2 important things about malicious gossip: unnecessary criticism, verbal cruelty, sarcasm, scoring off on others. One is that it demeans the speaker, makes him less, makes his aura darker, and encourages the behavior as a habit, continually eroding the brightness and potential goodness of the speaker. The other important thing is that this is a way we actually curse others. Even if the recipient doesn't hear the actual words of the blessing or curse, even if the words are not spoken aloud, they are carried as discordant notes through Eschatis, song of the universe to the recipient. Fortunately, that is not all there is to it, or such behavior would be unforgivably wicked. Not that it's pretty nearly that way anyway. We all have a choice about whether we accept the curses or blessings. If we choose not to accept it, then all the energy boomerangs back to the sender, who then gets a well-deserved double dose of it. Once, long ago, the soul shrinker was very beautiful, but listening to and witnessing all of this human ugliness has rubbed off on his appearance, like that of a lovely frog in a polluted pool with his skin raw and forming hideous growths. His heart is compassionate and anguished. His heartfelt wish is that we learn right speech and right thought. Every wicked thing a human says makes the soul shrinker more ugly. Every time a human learns this lesson, the soul shrinker becomes a bit less ugly. As you can see, humanity as a whole has a lot of work to do on this. Critical and malicious thoughts and words are having a detrimental effect on the situation and the people involved in it. Steps need to be taken to banish this curse energy through love and compassion, or at the very least through forgiveness and a refusal to accept the curse into oneself. Understanding the implications of this and transforming this behavior and feelings involved is a major and often very difficult step in human spiritual development. One of the things usually involved here is taking responsibility for ourselves and our own feelings rather than blaming others for the way we are. Another part of this process is to learn to be compassionate towards ourselves. If we can do that, it's much easier to not be horrible to and about others. This doesn't mean that we're supposed to be all sweetness and light all the time. Constructive criticism, given compassionately, is a part of being real, and reality is a good thing to be in touch with. Reverse malice, vicious gossip, and cruelty are occurring somewhere in this situation, cursing the people involved. The best way to change this is to begin scattering blessings, thank yous, positive feedback, and kind words in all directions. It helps a lot if they are actually meant. Wow. Just snoring in the background. Thanks, Luna. That is wild. I mean, I got no words. It said all. It summarized this part of the reading. That's a fact. So be careful what you say. Be careful what you say about yourself, about others, how you speak to others, how you speak to yourself. Because it has a huge impact, whether you recognize it or not. And I think you guys are becoming aware of that. Or the group I'm picking up on. Or someone's becoming aware of that. I'm assuming it's you, because this is your reading, Sag. Yeah. Pretty crazy. Very interesting reading. And that's just, like, confirmation for me. As I'm, like, reading the Five of Swords, Tower, and the Ten of Cups, I'm like, am I just tripping? Because this feels more like a blow-up, especially with that Panther energy. I was just like, But that just felt like that was the message. And then the fact that the Soul Shrinker came out, I was like, that is confirmation. Like, this is for somebody out there. Specific reading, yeah, but it's for somebody who needs it. Anyways, enough talking. Let's get some Tikashi messages to wrap this up for Saggy, Summer Rising Venus. Any messages for my Sagittarians? Saggy, Summer Rising Venus for the end of July regarding this reading. Any Tikashi messages for my Sagittarians? Okay, it's ready. Oh, just like that, we have Trust. Any Tikashi messages and Delight. Okay. So Trust. No fear, trust yourself, your knowing, your intuition, your wholeness. Move with certainty, be sure of yourself. Now may be a decision time. It's only fear that could hold you back now. When you know that there is no such thing as a wrong decision, you will trust yourself joyfully. It is time to trust in the process of growth. Let go, allow, and flow. You might just enjoy it. Delight. Enchantment occurs when you least expect it. Open yourself up to the charm of the world and tingle with delight. Have no expectations, and life is captivatingly beautiful. Look in the mirror and give yourself the gift of delight as you see who you truly are. Alright, Saggy, so that is what I got for you guys for this reading. If you guys found this helpful or insightful, please let me know in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe. You can always turn on the bell so that you're notified when I upload in the future. If you guys are interested, you can check me out on my Instagram at JadeStoneTarot. And with that being said, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care.